I'm Natalia Bonner, and I've got another really fun, adorable scallop border design to share with you today. So I'm going to be using my machine quilting rulers, the 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler, and actually using both of the small ends on this particular design. So this adorable quilt that I'm quilting on today is actually a pre-printed panel that's available for purchase through Honest Fabric. Now, what am I quilting with? The threads that I'm using here are so fine on the top. The color that I'm using here is 401. On my bobbin, I'm using color number 624. The batting that I'm using here is one layer of the Quilter's Dream Poly Deluxe. All the notions and products that I mention here are available for purchase on my website, peaceandquilt.com. I am going to show you a little bit of the marking that I do on this scallop design, and I do that with a blue Mark Be Gone marker. Now, before we actually get to the stitching on this super cute design, this design, obviously I'm showing it to you here in a really small space and it's cute. You know, this is the type of design you could do on a sashing or something like that. But this is also a design that you could enlarge and do like on the outside of a quilt in a whole entire border. And it's just awesome. It's a great one to create a lot of interest, but it's really not that difficult to stitch out. So before we get to the stitching, you do also need to have a basic knowledge of ruler work. We've got a link below where you can check out a little bit of information about ruler work, and I am going to hopefully inspire each of you on your own machine quilting journey. Now let's get stitching. I'll begin by measuring across the inside of this border design. Now I know this border design is it doesn't have a corner, so it's just a straight portion of a border design. If this design I was going to stitch on an actual quilt with an actual corner, I would repeat this exact same process across the sides of the border design that I've done here. So I measure across here and it measures about 15.5 inches. 15.5 inches is not the best divisible number. So I want to have 8 of my scallop designs that go across here. 8 of those equals about 1.9 inches. So I'll measure across, and just under 2 inches, I'm going to mark a straight line through my border design. Now I'm ready to begin stitching. When I machine quilt any border design, I like to start as far down as my throat space will allow me along the left-hand side. With this one, because it's just a straight border design, I'll just start on the left-hand side. I'm using the smallest curve on my 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler and lining it up so that it's 1/4 of an inch away from the marked points where I want my thread to intersect. So I'll line up my ruler and work all the way across this border design, stitching those small scallops. Now, if this were an actual quilt and I was working my way all the way across, I may go back, clip my threads, and then start again across the left side. But because this is just a small portion, I've just switched to the medium-sized curve on my 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler, and now I'm stitching a smaller scallop across the inside of that scallop border design. Once I work my way all the way back to the left-hand side, or if I've worked from left to right both times, I'll clip my threads, then come back and now add a fill to the outside of those scallops. I like to add fills to the outside. I think that it helps kind of create a little bit more interest. And with a design like this, these figure eights in the top side, it almost kind of dresses the scallop up just a little bit. But really, any fill that you would like would be adorable quilted in that design. After I've stitched in that fill, then I'm going to spritz away those marked lines, and I've got a super cute scallop border design.